there boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Got a replay from Frost 136 here. Now I want you boys and girls to sit down nice and comfortably, because your old Uncle Vimes here is going to tell you a story. Now back in the bad days when Uncle Vimes started playing Blitz in the late 1850s, there was some terrible play out there. People used to come out sideways, knock cap bases in supremacy, fight tanks out of their roles, light tanks front lining with heavies, people pushing all one flank, all one flank, and all manner of idiocy used to be quite commonplace, and we called this the Dark Ages. And then these enlightened, godlike, guru-like men started appearing in this magic ether called the internet, with strange foreign sounding names like Bushka and Meadsy and Martin Dogger and Skate, and they started to teach us that maybe we should learn what our tanks did and what roles they were best suited for and what parts of the map we should potentially go to, and this began an enlightened time of Blitz. Now old Uncle Vimes here had to take about 18 months off the game to get a hip replacement and go down to the shop to get some soft toffees, and when he came back he was saddened to see that this young, bold, innovative, new group of players had joined Blitz and had decided that all of these old men didn't know what they were talking about, and that they were going to be innovative and flash and try these new great ideas like coming out sideways and not capping bases and all going round the left hand side of the map because you all just happen to be pointed left. And that's exactly what happens, boys and girls, when people forget sometimes that the boomer generation learned a thing or two, and that's exactly what our lovely boys and girls on the red team here have done. They went left, nobody was spotted for about 2 minutes, and by the time they'd even realised what was going on, the base was capped and the game was over. That has got to be the dumbest set of team play I have ever seen, and that's saying something. Yeah, thanks for indulging me just a little bit there. Now, from the ridiculous, we go to the sublime. TOGII has sent me a replay. Now, even before I watched this, I decided I was definitely putting it in a video because it features a TOG. And if nothing else, a TOG is just always outstanding entertainment value. Everybody should drive a TOG at least once, because after you've driven it, you can never, ever, ever again moan about your particular tank being slow or bad in a brawl, or difficult to turn, or terrible when you're getting COD'd by a light tank. Everybody should drive a TOG just once so they appreciate what tanks they are driving when they're not driving a TOG. However, TOGII has decided to take the good old ship HMS Toggington out for a sail around Faust Harbour, which is, I thought that's going to be quite interesting because, you know, Faust isn't an open map. There are lots of little nooks and crannies and places to turn, and this isn't the most manoeuvrable of tanks. But no, we thought we'd give this one a go, and as it turns out, TOGII has a very good game. Now, our friend there in the Cromwell B, he's just got a little bit fed up. I mean, I think this whole lockdown thing has got to him a bit, and he decided to drive out in front of the heavy tank and then spin round a bit, and then we've got to go backwards and then go back the way he came, and has literally decided that he's had enough of this game and he wants to go back to the garage for a cup of tea, and so TOGII accommodates him quite nicely there. Now, yeah, fine, all joking aside, the TOG is slow. It is certainly a tank you want to see sideways on because you really can't miss it, but it does have good armour if it's angled correctly, and it does have a fast firing gun. Sometimes struggle a little bit with pen, but it does have a fast firing gun, and this is exactly the kind of position where a TOG can do great work. It's not really having to move about too much, doesn't have guys threatening his flanks or his rear too much, and multiple targets in front of him. So yeah, we're just gonna basically drop anchor, sit here for a while, and start thumping in the damage, which TOGII has been doing. I mean, he's hitting just about every tank on the enemy team. He's already racked up 2 kills, 1500 damage, and not really having to move about too much to achieve it. This is perfect weather for HMS Toggington here, and yeah, he's doing a great job in the tank. To a certain extent, the enemy team are a little bit guilty of not doing their research at the beginning of the game and saying, there's a TOG on the other team, and I mean basically any medium or light tank driver should basically have seen that as a dirty, great big wonderful target to go and get behind. However, they've left TOGII on his own, and TOGII is showing them just how dangerous this tank is if you do leave it alone under these circumstances. Now, the green team have done a very good job here. 3 bases capped, they're a tank up. TOGII has taken a little bit of damage here. However, he's still got his gun in the game, and I mean that's just fantastic. I mean, you're in a light tank, you've got a TOG in front of you, and the best thing you can decide to do is to go backwards and forwards slowly in front of it while showing your side. Yeah, I really just don't have words anymore. However, this is the disadvantage of the TOG. We've got 2 bad guys left. TOGII very much wants to get a little bit more damage in. However, now we have the real Achilles heel of the TOG in that it's not going anywhere quickly. By the time he finally sets sail and changes direction, the game is pretty much over, and the last 2 bad guys have been taken out. But a very nice win for the green team there, and an excellent game from TOGII. 3 kills and over almost 2,200 damage. So very well played indeed. Okay, we have relatively new content contributor now, Wirebird89. Welcome to the channel, my friend. He's rolling around on Dead Rail in the S35, a French Tier 5 tank destroyer. Not a tank that I've driven. It is one that I hope to be driving shortly. As some of you know, on my secondary account, my aim is to drive every tech tree line from every nation up to Tier 6. And basically play every tank in the game that most people coming into the game should be able to reach fairly quickly. Many of them I haven't driven before, and this is one of them. I must admit, I mean, I did a little bit of research on the tank. It doesn't have very good armour, as you'd expect. I think it's only got about 50 mils of armour at the front plate. And it's an odd looking tank when you look at it from the front. The first time I saw one of these, I thought, well, how are you, you can't miss that thing. It's like shooting at a wall. However, it does have a hard hitting and fast reloading gun. I mean, this gun can whack out over 200 alpha at Tier 5. Now, a BDR-G1B will do that with the Tier 7 gun mounted, but that reloads every 12 to 13 seconds. This reloads about every 7. And can whack out, over 200 alpha shots. So given the right circumstances and making sure that you don't sort of YOLO forward and try and frontline this thing, it would appear that you can rack up some pretty good damage numbers here. So Wirebird and a couple of his teammates are now on the left flank. Cleared out one of the bad guys. Going to go around here and see if we can get Mr. KB1 sorted out. I think he does bounce this one because he doesn't go for the lower plate. Yeah. However, he's only got a few seconds. I can't believe that he got a 200 bounce there for KB1. That's got to be pretty rare. However, he doesn't make a mistake on the second shot, goes for the lower plate, and takes out KB1 for his second kill. So it is looking pretty good for the green team now. They are 1 tank up. However, there are still plenty of hit points available for Wirebird here. Some of these tanks on the other flank are fully hit pointed up, so plenty of opportunity for him to get this gun working and start sticking in the damage, which he's doing. Now he is starting to take a bit of damage here from the front and the flank. However, he's already, this Tier 5 game, he's 2 kills, he's already racked up over 1,000 damage. Just backing up a little bit now, trying to reset his camo. His teammate does him a solid there and runs straight into the side of him. However, we've got a nice big fat juicy Matilda over there with lots of hit points, and that's just what you want to see when you've got a high alpha relatively fast reload gun, which Wirebird is putting to good effect here. So takes out the Matilda there for his 3rd kill. 2 enemy tanks remaining. And yeah, lines up a very, very nice shot there. So he knows he's got another tank off to his left. He's also still got this fella here who's decided to accommodatingly drive out and let Wirebird finish him off there. Then we're going to get into the usual scrum of everybody trying to get to the last tank. Unfortunately, he doesn't look like he's got an angle here. However, his teammate does him a solid here, pulls back and allows Wirebird a whack in the last shot for his 5th kill. So a pretty good game all round. First class mastery, top gun, high caliber, and just under 1800 damage and 5 kills with a Radley Walters. So well done indeed, Wirebird. Thank you for sending the replay. Okay, just to make it up to good old Frost 136 for showing his fantastic replay of probably the worst randomly assembled team in history, in the form of the first game we showed you there. We're going to show a proper game now with Frost in the same vehicle, the SU-152. He's platooned up with War Destroyer, also from the Hunters Reborn clan. So you see they're rolling at the normal heavy route, where the Sea-Cat would normally be on this map. It's looking a little congested to his front here, so Frost is going to head round the side and see if he can get some shots on targets. Quite famous for having slow starts is our Frost, but he normally gets into it pretty well. He does suffer from some pretty awful ping at the start of games usually. So he's dealt with the E25 there, gets his 1st kill, and yeah, we can see Mr. Churchill here is looking to try a sneaky manoeuvre around the back, so Frost's going to turn into him, and I just love Mr. Churchill here. I mean, he comes out, shows his wheel. Unfortunately, Frost doesn't get the penetration on for the damage there, and then he's going to come out even more slowly and show that big, wonderful side right in front of a tank destroyer. Thank you for playing, my friend. So yeah, I mean, you know, Frost is, if nothing, he's a generous, helpful chap. So he's going to effectively, I think, go around here and just have a quick chat with Mr. Churchill and potentially give him some guidance on how potentially he should approach his next game, i.e. go back to the garage and rethink, my friend. So he's racked up his 2nd kill. We've got a nice juicy SU-100Y here. He's a one-shot, so quickly tally him up for his 3rd. And yeah, I mean, this the game is pretty much over. It's just a question of who's going to get the kills here. That's another one-shot kill for Frost now. He's up to 4, and we're hopefully going to keep pouring in the damage here. It's a pretty steady, good drive here. It takes a lovely 400 bounce there. Gets his reload on, and yep, gets a lovely shot into the side there for his 5th kill. So last enemy tank is a Cromwell B. Normally a very, very good tank shot. Frost gets an excellent shot in there, and just gets a little bit unlucky here. Obviously, he's just going to try a quick snapshot to get his 6th kill. Unfortunately, it doesn't come off for him, and whilst Cromwell B here is going to take out one more green tank, he gets taken out pretty swiftly afterwards. So yeah, thank you very much, Frost, for sending the replay. An excellent game there. 2300 damage and 5 kills. Damage and kill leader. Anyway, boys and girls, thank you all very much for watching and indulging your old Uncle Vimes here. Want to say thanks to Frost136, Dougal Town and Wirebird89 for sending the replays. And as always, good hunting and bye for now.